Hey gang, on my last recipe I showed everyone how to create tuna jerky in their smokers. But I have a lot of friends of mine that have got a lot of yellowtail because the yellowtail are blowing up, especially along our coast. So I was thinking, you know, not everyone has got a smoker. So I've come up with a great solution. Today I want to show you how to create smoked yellowtail jerky without a smoker. My name is Yanni, this is Fisherman's Belly, and if you're interested in that, hang on, here we go. So if you guys are wondering how I'm going to pull off this magic trick, it's easy. Number one, I am going to use the oven, and then I am going to use liquid smoke. And if you're wondering what liquid smoke really is, it is smoke particles that have been condensed and put into a bottle. This liquid smoke is hickory flavored. It comes in all kinds of flavors, but I happen to love hickory. So, we're going to use our hickory smoke, and we're going to use our oven, and we're going to create yellowtail jerky. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create our brine. So let's get going on that. By the way, the brine is similar, but just a little bit different from my tuna jerky recipe. And if you're interested in that tuna jerky recipe and you've got a smoker, check it out. It's right over, the link is right over here. Okay, we're gonna add approximately 2 cups of soy sauce into my Pyrex. Hold on. All right, so there's about 2 cups. Bingo. And now for 2 tablespoons of molasses. This is going to be so good. 1 and 2. Ooh-bah. And now for my super secret ingredient, red chili flakes. These are the same flakes that we all put on our pizzas, right? So it's going to be a little bit on the hot side, but believe me, this molasses is going to offset that heat and you're just going to love it. So I'm going to take a ½ cup. Oh, perfect. By the way, these chili flakes, I buy these over at the Mexican market in the spice rack. So there's a ½ cup. Okay. Mix this up a little bit. And now, just like with my tuna jerky recipe, I'm going to put this in the microwave for about 1.5 to 2 minutes to warm it up. And when it comes out, then I'm going to use my whisk to really incorporate that molasses into the soy sauce, and everything's going to be homogeneous, and put it in my refrigerator and let it cool off. So into the microwave this goes. Oh boy, it's nice and warm. Okay, this way the molasses will get incorporated into the soy sauce. Okay. So this is going to go in the refrigerator to cool off. It'll only take about 5 or 10 minutes. In the meantime, let's get the yellowtail and prepare that. Alright gang, so here we go. Take a look at these wonderful yellowtail fillets. And you know what? I'm going to show you a technique of cutting on the bias. And it's a technique that a lot of chefs use, especially Japanese chefs. But if I was to take this yellowtail here and cut straight across, I would end up with a small little medallion with minimum surface area. Rather, I am going to cut on this angle, and it's going to expand my surface area so that ultimately my yellowtail jerky will be a nice little edible chunk, and it'll be worth eating instead of eating a bunch of small pieces. Just check this out. Take a look. So over here I'm going to start cutting on the slant, on the bias. Okay, and see what happens when I do that? I expand the surface area. So now this is worth eating, right? So there's one piece, and I'll continue to cut on the bias. I'm going to make my cuts probably no more than 1/4 inch thick. There we go. There we go. See? Take a look at that. That's what we want right there. So this technique is called cutting on the bias, cutting on the angle. Boom. Wow. Look at that. Okay. Let's keep going. And oh, by the way, I did this with my tuna jerky. This fillet is still partially frozen, and the reason I do that is because it's so much easier to cut. If it was at room temperature, it would be tougher. You'd have to have a super sharp knife and the flesh would be shaking all around. So partially frozen. If you have fresh fillets, just put them in your freezer for about 10 minutes. Let them firm up a little bit and then start cutting them. Or if they're frozen to begin with and you're thawing them, just thaw them maybe 50, 60, 70%. And then by the time you finish cutting them easily, they'll thaw out. So these are partially frozen. That's another tip and trick from me to you. Okay, here's the last piece. Let me go get the soy sauce out of the refrigerator. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I haven't added the magical liquid smoke yet. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Remember I warmed up that soy sauce mixture? I didn't want to add this liquid smoke into that warm soy sauce mixture because it would start to evaporate. I would lose some, right? And secondly, and even more important than the first reason, is if I would add the liquid smoke into the soy sauce and then put it in the refrigerator to cool off, everything in the refrigerator would smell like smoke and then my wife would kill me. So that's why I haven't done that. That's why I'm going to do that now. And by the way, I'm only going to add, remember I've got 2 cups of soy sauce, I'm only going to add 2 teaspoons of liquid smoke. This stuff is very concentrated. 1 and 2. Here we go. So there you have it. We're ready to put the lid on it and put it in the refrigerator. In the refrigerator, I'm only going to put this for about a half an hour max. And here's the reason. I really love the delicate flavors of Yellowtail, and I don't want to overwhelm it with the soy sauce. I didn't mind doing that with the tuna. I think I put the tuna in this brine, the soy sauce brine, for about an hour. But with the Yellowtail, it's a little more delicate of a flavor that I want to appreciate, so I'm only going to put it in the refrigerator for a half hour. Okay, so a half hour has gone by, and it's time to strain off this brine. I'm using a strainer here because I want to capture the chili. Toss that back in there. Mix these up a little bit. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. All right, time to put it on our baking dish. Okay, I've got my parchment paper down on my baking sheet, and it's time to start laying down some Yellowtail. And there's the last piece. Wow, look at that. All right, so my oven is preheated at 200 degrees. Let's go pop it in there. Oh boy. All right, gang, so it's been 3 hours at 200 degrees and it's done. And how do I know it's done? Because I just checked. Unbelievable. But I haven't sampled it yet. Take a look at that. Oh my God, smoked Yellowtail jerky made without a smoker. Wow. That's spicy and sweet, and I do taste the Yellowtail. Oh, this is incredible stuff. Wow. Listen, if you guys want to have some smoked jerky and you don't have a smoker, this is the way to do it. My name is Yanni, this is Fisherman's Belly, and I want to thank you for spending time with me today, and we will see you on the next one just as soon as I'm done eating this tray of smoked Yellowtail jerky. See you guys.